Yes, hi. It's our 13th episode. Yay!
Yeah. Woo-hoo. That's good luck, not bad luck.
That's good luck or bad luck?
It's good luck, not bad luck.
You never know. You've been biting my head off for 2 days, so I don't know.
So you're sick, which means you're a giant baby.
Hey,
And
I don't know how I feel.
You know, I have a thing with colds. So
It's not.
I love people that are like sick, like legit sick, like something bad, like a disease. I'm all about it, but I do not like to be around people that have colds.
So you hate on the common cold.
I don't.
I'm not
like
whiny
it.
when
I
I'm
don't
sick,
need
but
to get sick.
I'm not exactly ready to, do a lot of shit. I'm tired.
You're a little whiny, actually, but that's all right.
I'm hoping to be better soon. I don't feel well. That's why I had that ramen today, and now you've been yelling at me all day because my
Okay, so
burps.
I want to ask James about this. So, James, how long before, in a relationship, before all of the rules of etiquette go out the window, like the burps that literally smell like farts? He's been fart burping all day.
A year?
No, that's really a year. Okay, so I guess
what are you saying? Oh, you're saying that I should
normal.
not be. Okay, listen.
And like farting out loud, and I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
I feel like that's a good test of your relationship at the beginning anyway, if you can fart in front of somebody.
Because
it is.
This is the
I
thing.
agree with that.
Is that
but
we all when you when you fucking love someone, it's okay. When you fall out of love with me is when it'll be too much.
Okay, but it's making me fall out of love with you because you smell bad.
I did one of the burps did just bounce off the mic, and it's pretty wild. I have to admit.
That's so disgusting.
Dude, that ramen at New City is fire.
So it's like ass out of his mouth is what's happening, but that's
all right.
okay.
Yeah. So anyways,
you're getting better. That's helpful.
I am getting better.
You're less grumpy and moody about it, so that's good.
Well, I mean, I'm on the road this weekend. I had the weekend off, so I wanted to get better. But all we did is run around.
Yeah, we do a lot of running. We do a lot of running around.
So I didn't really get to rest.
No, because it's state to state, and as everybody knows this, because we complain about it every week. Someday we're not going to complain about being traveling between states.
And what happens is we get so flustered and so run down that we'll do. Check this out. So last Saturday night, we drove out of Chicago. We lasted a whole hour. We got to New Buffalo, which is exit 1 in Michigan. We're like, let's get a hotel. So we get a $300 hotel that literally should have been an Econo Lodge. It was such horse shit.
Or a convalescent home. I'm not sure which it was.
Let me tell you about this hotel. Let me tell you about this hotel. Let me tell you how many
times
times I was mortified. Let me just go through it. We walked to check in, and some, like literally, like I don't know who, just like in the 80s took a shit on her. She's sitting at the desk. She goes, well, we have a few options for rooms, but all the options she gave us, all the rooms were handicapped, and that's fine. But she goes, this is a really great room. It's a suite with a king bed, and it's handicapped. And she kept saying that, and I go,
handicap accessible. Let's be clear.
And so finally, I said to her, well, we don't really care, but we don't want to take the room if someone's gonna come in their handicap. And she goes, oh, we got one more. So what, you have room for one? You have room for one handicap customer? Jeez. So that was that. Then we get into the room. First of all, if you have a hotel in almost 2020, we're closing in on 2020. If you don't have a smart TV in your hotel room, you're a piece of shit.
She did tell us that we could, if we brought our own Roku stick, that we'd
just carry your Fire Stick with you. You can go to. I stay at more Hampton Inns. Hampton Inns have them. I mean, like shit, $120 a night rooms have freaking smart TVs. So I said, well, this is horse shit. There's nothing we can watch. What is happening? Because all we want to do is relax. We didn't want to. I think what they're charging so much in like New Buffalo is because they're expecting people to come there and enjoy the lake. So they give them nothing else,
right?
Except for $300 room that's a piece of shit. And she goes, we got DVDs.
It wasn't that bad,
she goes, we have DVDs.
We got DVDs.
So I was like, whoa. Oh yeah. Oh, is that?
We got DVDs.
So I said, oh, is that what that machine is? So I go downstairs. She doesn't have like a list like on an iPad or something or descriptions of the movies. She has a list of movies, rom-com, drama, and action, and they The newest movie in there was like Spider-Man 2 or something. I don't know. It was bad. So we rented Moneyball. Good fucking movie, Moneyball. And I rented. And I rented Beauty and the Beast for this chick with her. She's fucking blind. Lost her contact.
So
okay.
Because I really did. I was trying to take it out. Plug it somewhere. It was long gone.
This is the thing.
This is bad. I'm blind.
But when when you lose your contact, when you're a person that has had sight your entire life, but then you lose your contact, and she was playing Oscar-worthy blind as a bat chick in bed, like tapping around.
It's the truth.
Oh my God! And finally,
it's real.
I found her freaking contact lens.
Yes,
and popped it in, and then she's like, I gotta go to bed. And then she slept with her contacts in, and I felt bad for it.
I did. And I passed out. I didn't even realize that Moneyball was on. So much for that DVD.
I know that I am a pain in the ass with customer service and stuff, but people do things so. Let me finish. People do things so wrong.
Yeah, you're one of them. Because there is a way to behave in public to other people.
No. I'm talking about the way people do their job.
Still, when
you're
someone's,
in the hospitality
when
industry,
someone's literally walking away in ear distance, and you say she has no idea what the fuck she's doing.
She said to me, because this is what I'm talking about, Hillary, and you have Hilaire Aaron. Listen to me.
Worth doing that. Aaron Joel.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like this venue that I was at a few weekends ago. This guy said, I don't know to me 6 fucking times about things that he's supposed to know. And I said, tell me I don't know one more time. And that's what people do with their job. She's working in a pharmacy. We're getting medication from her. And the first thing out of her mouth, she goes, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. This is not a reason. Get out of my face with that shit.
She wasn't the pharmacist. She was the pharmaceutical tech. She's just basically the cashier.
And what did I say to her? I said, then why am I talking to you? Because
you did, but that's rude.
Okay.
You realize that's rude,
okay,
right?
This is the thing. Even bartending, if you're a bartender and you don't know how to make a drink, you need to be a bar back until you learn how to make a drink.
Agreed.
Okay? I'm sick of people getting jobs and then I get blamed for being like, wow, I just want the service you're offering and I'm getting screwed, and then I'm a jerk.
But I feel also like maybe you could tweak the behavior.
Yes.
And how you, maybe 50% of the things you say out loud, you could keep inside. And then the other things. And then the other half.
Well, that goes back to my other trick though.
Oh God.
People, they can't believe their ears.
Oh
they're
God.
like, there's no way he just said that in front of me.
But you're
wrong.
wrong.
And I said it. And they're like, they think I didn't. So that's what I mean.
You're wrong. They know exactly what you said, and they're listening to you, and they heard you, and they think you're a total douche because of it. And then I have to be the lady with the douche all night long.
I don't know. I get frustrated. I just don't want people lying to me. I don't want people serving me shit that I didn't order and trying to make me pay for it. I don't,
So I want to go back. To the how long before you can break all the etiquette rules in a relationship, because I feel like some
You're talking about just the gross stuff?
Some things should just always be off the table. Like, I feel like if you're in a restaurant together, even though you think other people don't know what you're doing, everyone knows when you lean sideways and lift a cheek. Everyone knows you're farting in public.
What if you stretch when you do it? What if you stretch when you do it? We just lean back.
It's the way I have to look at you every time and go, seriously?
Okay, this is the thing.
Seriously?
What you are right about is
a lot. Everything.
No, listen.
Period.
I can work on being less crass, because there are people that are in relationships and they're both got to stick up their ass and they never do anything in front of each other, and then they probably are cheating on each other the whole time.
Well, that's
my
no good either.
I'm just saying.
I get that.
But I think I don't try to. Well, one, I can't control my farts when I'm sleeping, because you say I fart all night.
Yeah, you do.
And when you fart, I don't say anything. I just go, aw.
Yeah.
But the thing is the difference in our machine is so different.
Okay.
Because mine's pretty bad. So.
Well, because of the oil that's being put in. I mean, you have to look at.
Okay, when in Rome. So first of all, when in Rome. So you're in East Lansing, Michigan. That's part of Lansing, Michigan, which is the capital of Michigan. Which, if anyone knows anything about the capital of any state, besides Austin, they're all shitholes. So there's nothing to eat.
Too, but it's true.
There's nothing to eat. So I went in Rome. So I had a bacon cheeseburger that tasted like nothing, fries, and then we sat down with your son. He had a burger. I said I don't want to do that again. So I had a hot dog.
Chili cheese fries.
Tasted like shit too.
This was in the same day.
I know, that was bad. I don't feel good from it.
But I eat in that town all the time.
And then my sleep medication makes me feel like I ate a bag of nickels. So I woke up today just like, I need water. Like I was dying. So yeah, all the sodium and the.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm working on it. The thing is, honey, I don't want to turn you off, but I guarantee if we stop getting along and I start doing that.
Up.
I'm saying.
Tune me up. Turn me up.
I don't want to turn you off. I'll tune you up.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. All right.
She got to get tuned up. No, but I understand that, and I try not to be gross all the time. But I don't know if I'm gonna burp what it's gonna smell like. I don't know. I definitely don't want to be like I don't want to lose what I have because of it. So
what does that mean?
I don't want you to divorce me because of such.
I would not do that.
Get over it.
Yeah, that's kind of.
But anyway, so that's
down to.
No, I'm trying to. You know what? Really healthy foods. When I've went real healthy for a while, your burps really stink. Vegetables and herbs and all that stuff. Wow.
Yeah, when you introduce a new substance to it's not sure how to react.
That's true.
It is true. Dark leafy greens would do a number. Be real good though.
It's like again when I went to the doctor, all he kept telling, no matter what I told him, he's like, yeah, just change your diet. He didn't give me anything that I want. I wanted an easy way out. I wanted him to say, get that Tushy, the $70 bidet for your toilet. Here's some cool pads to wipe your butt with. Nothing like that. Nothing. It was like, change your diet.
How is any of that going to make you a healthier person?
I was just looking for like a fit to make myself feel better. And it's not right. So yes, diet is king. That would change probably everything.
Definitely some things, yes.
Yeah.
So you did something pretty fun this week without me.
What did I do?
You went to Louis.
Oh, yeah, I did. I went and saw Louis C.K. My friend Mike Vecchione was opening for him, so he called me. He's like, hey, come down. And great show. Female on the lineup as well. I only bring it up because, this is what I want to say. And you don't need...
I'll say my bit too, but you say yours.
I'd say 90% of us are a lot of people, no one's really on any side of it, and they're kind of just moved on. And then there are people that are really upset about it, and I would like to hear more from the actual women that were the accusers or the victims or whatever.
Sure.
But it seems like a lot of other people in general. And anyways, he murdered for 70 minutes.
Yeah.
His prolific storytelling, as well as just tons of jokes, bits, and I'd say the crowd was like half and half, just couples, men and women.
Yeah.
And I'll say one other thing because I've never really brought it up. He obviously, from like my as an alcoholic in recovery, like how you deal with amends and stuff. The thing that he didn't do, which he probably wishes he did now, but it's probably too late. It's just kind of like a long time ago got ahead of it. There are things that I have had in my past where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to call that person. And they go, oh, that's cool, man.
Right.
Yeah, man, it's whatever. You whipped your dick out, whatever. It's like something, whatever. But it's like for him.
Sure.
For me, like, yeah, I'm sorry you did that, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you don't do that, it just, it spirals out of control.
Yeah.
But the thing, we'll talk people's opinions on like, how he should be like starting like shelters and doing whatever. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I don't know. But I didn't want to get a lot of shit for seeing the show, but I feel like all sides always need to be listened to regardless. Mm-hmm. But I think it's definitely changed.
I mean, I see what some of you guys go through, and I feel like it's changed the face of comedy quite a bit.
For sure.
And, Chappelle goes out there and just blows it out of the water because he has nothing really to lose at this point because he has so much. But here's the thing. It's not okay to do bad things to other people, period. Yeah. It's just not. Morally, that shit comes back on you. And regardless of how long ago it was, I think you're right. If you don't own it and make amends, however you want to say it, then it is. Then your old shit's going to come up. It's going to come back. The truth reveals itself all the time.
Yeah, he did own it.
But I also think that in the midst of that downslide fell so many others that didn't necessarily need to fall. And I feel that I'm a firm believer in women in general. I'm also a firm believer in our Constitution, which is freedom of speech. Yeah. And at the end of the day, comedy is freedom of speech. Well, it's a big deal. And comics from the beginning look way, way, way back. Inappropriate. From Benny Hill was one of the most inappropriate.
Yeah, about their bits.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing is.
But this was the point. Was to say we get in this because we're protected by the Constitution of the United States of America. We get to say whatever we want to say.
But this is the thing. Okay, so I agree with that completely. This is the thing. Think about this. They, whoever you want to call it, the left, the culture, this whole thing that's going on. If they were coming, they're coming for people. This is a movement.
Yeah.
If Louis if that wouldn't have come up or came up later, I wonder how many people were able to clean out their closets, their skeletons because of that. You know how many pieces of shit are running around. So basically, he took a crazy hit for sure. But also, doesn't mean the thing is at the end of the day, I would never do that. So I'm not.
Exactly, and that hit was a hit that he was supposed to take. I also feel that movement was supposed to happen because people need to pay attention to the way they behave to other people.
So let's forget about all. Let's just think about really like I said, freedom of speech and comedy. So I won't give away any of his jokes because that's not my bit. Of course, that's why their phones are locked up. And I hope I see more of this. Yeah. Comics that are that big, they can lock up phones and go in there and go, this is not a safe place. He was telling just joke, he basically, one of his tags was well, that didn't happen because it's a joke, but it's it was so out of bounds, it was so crazy, but also well written and funny, and that's what we're supposed to be able to do. But instead, people are what did you say? It's it's supposed to be a fucking joke,
right?
So, but now he's never gonna get. People are always gonna say it doesn't matter about that. It's not about. It's about him. It's about him, and it's about him never working or never doing anything, and that's just not gonna happen. So, if you want to be a comedian, and if you say that's another thing, I just want to say. Whatever level our career is at, what I get paid, which is very little right now, or whatever, up to all the way to the top, the whole chain. If you want to be a peer to people like that, to comedians that are working professionals, you have to stop acting like a pedestrian with opinions and just outcries on Facebook about what you think of them and they're a piece of shit, because that's you're supposed to be a comedian. You're supposed to actually, you're almost it sucks, but we're sometimes we go, no comment, because as comedians, we're supposed to not really shit on each other's work, for one, and it's just a bunch of horseshit. And so when I see all these, I want to, they're not open micers, whatever, but it's also people that think they're working that talk like that, that they're not worried that they're going to run into something it's if you did that shit, you're I liked your post yesterday. If you were actually a colleague, instead you're just it's my mom could have wrote it.
But that's
you say you're a comedian.
But it's still freedom of speech. I mean, we have to look at the expression. I tell my teachers this all the time, that social media, it's all about the intention and what you're using it for, because you can have the same post and have two different comments on the same post that, like you just said, are literally opposite, and one person took it so offensively and the other
that's what
thought it was brilliant. But that's kind of what the platform is for. And right now we're in this age of this being fairly new as far as where we are as human beings. And so
that's fine for you to do, but you said, hear what I said, like about being a comedian. So if I meet someone else in town here, whomever, I'm a comedian, and then they're the one, but they're acting like they're posting shit like some audience member would about someone they want to consider a peer, like in the same arena of a working comedian.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
you don't
respect.
You just don't do that,
yeah,
because you would
respectful.
never want someone to dig into your shit.
Well, yogis too. I mean, you could probably do that with any profession and say, not cool to cross that boundary.
Well, it's just kind of,
right.
So you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
I am
completely.
saying that as a comedian, if you consider yourself a professional, you have to keep your opinion out of that shit as far as like going off on other comics.
Right.
But
Yeah. I mean.
So that reminds me, because what you said about the Facebook stuff, though, because
Yeah.
So I never post really,
Yeah.
because whatever. But I post. I'm pretty over people doing, for me as a sober person. So when I do stand up and recovery, I do sober shows. I make sure everyone on the show is actually sober. Not because if you stop drinking, but you eat weed, that's fine. But just don't. I know the definition of sober is not drunk, but it's like,
right.
I'm telling you, mind altering. Because first of all, newsflash, the reason people stop using drugs or alcohol is because they want to get in touch with actually what's wrong with them, instead of mucking it up and drinking or smoking or whatever their feelings away. So by just switching from booze to weed and then doing shows like doing shows when you're not sober, and I'm not calling anyone out really, but they know who they are or whatever, because I talk to them. I'm not going to support, not going to listen to you talk about I'm sober because you got 3,000 likes on your Facebook when you did it because you want to be liked and you eat 100 milligrams of weed every day. Fuck you. So that's not sober.
Well, and this is something that's clearly very close to you, and you're very passionate about it. That makes sense to me. I get it.
I'll tell you right now, as soon as I posted that, this is how it all started. And I had to pull the thread down, because a really great comic that I know, Liz Russo, is in New York, who she's also sober. She's a good friend of mine. Dave Landau, she works. A guy that comes to my shows kind of got off track on the post, and he posted something and said, about it not being a disease, which wasn't my point, and saying go to a cancer hospital, blah, 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 that whole thing. And so everybody, attacked him, basically.
I'm coming back on you with that one, but keep going.
No, but I'm saying, but that's not what the post was about. I had to pull it down. But 3 different people text me and go, I kind of know someone that did that too. And I go, yeah, you're talking about the right person and this and that. And I go, I'm just not putting up with it, because that's the kind of people are fighting for their lives. And if you can't find 4 comics that are actually sober who decided not to put everything down so they could actually get honest with themselves, I don't want to listen to your horse shit. That's it. So I unbook somebody, basically.
So you and I have had this conversation a few times about the disease. Everyone knows that addiction is a disease. It's chemical.
Sure.
The brain fires differently. And truthfully, if you look at scans of brains, a brain in an alcoholic fires different than a brain with someone who's addicted to narcotics or opioids, etc. So it is a disease, and it is genetically carried down. The controversy that you and I have always had is me, someone who lived with cancer for 15 years, that's a disease that I did not choose. Maybe karmically I chose it. But in this lifetime, that's not something where if someone were to come up to me and say, what would you like? I could say, I'd like a glass of cancer, please. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've never had a fight in that argument at all. Because I never was a person that said, I have a disease. I just said, I can't stop drinking. You know what I mean? But because it's an allergy of the body, disease of the mind. What it is, because the way people bite their fingernails or their OCD, all these things are disease. They're social, they're personality disorders, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And some would say controllable, uncontrollable. I mean, I get all of that. I do. I get it.
Right.
For me, being on the flip side of that, I always felt like, but you still have the choice.
I know.
You get to still have the choice to say, no matter how much help I need, no matter what it takes, I can put this down, which is what you did. Whereas for someone who does have cancer or whatever, MS, whatever it is, we don't get that choice.
Well, and what I said, what the post was about, and it's really simple. First of all, if I wouldn't have almost drank myself to death and I would have been a little more responsible, I might be eating weed myself right now and be pretty even keeled. Right. Who knows? But I was all or nothing, and that's me. But like, just like I don't do fucking Willie Griswold's like 420 show or whatever he does because I don't smoke. It's like, it's not my lane. So if you're not sober, stay off Serenity Now or whatever show you're doing. You know what I mean? It's like, just because you want 5 minutes on a show.
No, I 100% agree. In fact, it's a big deal right now. All of the, I think, I chat about this all the time, but there are all these different labels for yoga, and yoga for cancer, and yoga for yoga therapy, and yoga for arthritis, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think it's okay for anyone to be teaching yoga for cancer if you have no insight into what that means and how that feels.
I definitely agree.
Because you don't know. You simply don't know. I wouldn't teach a class yoga for eating disorders because I have no idea what that looks like. I don't. I have never felt that in my body. And there are so many beautiful teachers teaching yoga that have that expertise and that insight.
Well, that's why you get people that specialize in things. It's like when you go see someone, like, oh man, you got to go see so and so if you really want this. It's like, that's their thing.
Yeah,
it's their jam.
I don't understand why everyone feels like they have to be an expert at everything when all you're doing is checking off boxes when you don't fucking know anything about any of them. It's not okay with me.
Yeah.
I have a real problem with this in yoga right now.
Yeah.
It's got to be trimmed. It's got to be fixed.
Well, there's a lot of, it's, I don't know, maybe just more people are doing yoga than ever before.
Which is amazing. That's amazing.
And everyone's doing comedy. I mean, it's like whatever it is, it's just, we got to keep it honest. And I just think that, I barely ever say anything, but I felt like I had to. And then I took it down because it got all crazy.
Yeah, I mean, people, again, that's freedom of speech. People get to be passionate about their opinions.
That's why I don't go online.
I know.
You know what I should have done when my Facebook that has the 5,000 friends or whatever? When I got locked out of that, I should have walked away right then.
I know.
What did I post? I posted something today. Anything I'm posting, it's to try to, like, it's just hateful anyways. Like, not hateful, but it's like very like, oh, someone's trying to be mean. I just said something to get a rise out of whomever, and no one really looks at my shit. I don't think anyone follows me.
Well, but that comes down to intention. If the intention is there to actually be doing something positive through social media, that's seen, it's felt, etc.
This is what I don't understand too, because like my dad is really sick right now, and we're I mean, we've been estranged for many years. He's not, none of us kids talk to him, but he's stage 4 liver cancer. He's in hospice. I'm conflicted about if I should go down and see him or what I should do, or if I've been resolved of it because of, our relationship, what it's become. But it's, the first, I told my mother, even though they haven't been together since I was 2 years old, she asked me about it. I told her, and I had to tell her, please, I know it's going to kill you to restrain yourself, but don't put this on Facebook. Why is the first thing you want to do? Oh, my dad, because we had huge problems, and he definitely he's going out kind of alone, and it's really sad. But like, my first thing is like, oh yes, I got this information. Let me stop what I'm doing before I even let myself feel it. And then I'm going to put up thoughts and prayers to my father. It's like, this horse shit is too much, and that's why I pretty much stay off it. But sometimes it's a good way to let everybody know if you really want to say something. I get that too, but I don't know. But whatever. I just went down that rabbit hole.
No, but I agree with you. I think that we are feeling less because we're posting more, or we're heightening the feeling because we want the drama on
it's like,
social media instead of actually feeling what we're meant to.
I don't think in your world it's that much, but like, definitely, like, James, you see this in comments, stuff, but like, and no one will really admit it, and nothing against any of these people, but people literally probably wake up and they find out what's trending and then they talk about it, correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
you go to open mics and shit with that stuff too. Like, it's part of the business.
Part of the business. I mean, I guess I don't go that topical way, I guess, but it feels like there's always, it'll be, I had to ask Adam what was going on with Popeyes, what's happening with, what's up with Popeyes, what's going on with this, because who gives a shit? Go fucking make love to someone, or like go build a deck or something. I don't, I mean, it's just, unless, honestly, I don't think that's don't look at comedy writing as let me get on and riff this out on Facebook and see how many likes I get, and then I'll talk about it later. And I see but just like I don't want someone telling me a bit in the car when we're driving to a show, don't do it to me, on that shit either. But they do it. They do it anyways. They see if it gets any likes. That's a way to see if they have the balls to talk about it later.
I think it's really important to track back down to the seed or the bija, right? The intention behind all this stuff, though, because comedy in general was meant to be about creating laughter, right?
Yeah.
It's meant to, and laughter is proven to heal all kinds of ailments, mental, physical, emotional, etc.
That's all Patch Adams. Robin Williams.
So such a good movie.
Good movie. Feel good movie.
It is. Speaking of dun dun dun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Goldfinch, don't see it.
Wow, you had to stop what you were saying. Okay, today two things went wrong.
I totally stopped what I was saying.
We didn't plan it correctly. We saw a trailer with Nicole Kidman. We're like, cool, let's go see Goldfinch. It turned out to be 3.5 hours long, and we happened to be at the theater on Western. If you know that one, the one that doesn't have booze and old seats. I was like, what in the actual fuck is happening? So that was rough.
It was not my kind of movie. And I'm dumb.
Movies
that make me cry. I wanted to cry.
But I was watching it, and I was even going, wow, nothing's tying together here. I mean, there's no beginning, middle, and end.
It was like 5 different stories. I don't even know what. I don't even know what was going on. At one point, I looked at you and said, "If they go to Amsterdam, I'm leaving.
If they start another,
we're leaving right now.
If they start one more movie, they just started another movie. They introduced 3 hours in." New storyline. I was like, wow. And then you're like, how come he just killed that guy, but he doesn't care about that?
Didn't even faze him. Just murder.
I'm not into. If I want make believe, fun, entertaining, then I want superhero shit and all that. But like, if you just give me a straight story about life and then it's got a bunch of holes in it.
No, like I mean, I want to go see a Marvel movie. I want things being blown up, and I want to be entertained for real. Or I want to totally cry. I want to feel like it's real. And what was that? The Glass Castle? Oh my God.
I read that book first. Yeah, that's like my childhood.
So sad. Oh my God.
No, but I've been going. It's annoying the shit out of you, but you know that rabbit hole I've been going down, just watching YouTube biographies.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck, dude.
I can't jump down the YouTube. If I get stuck in YouTube, because then you wake up and it just keeps going. And you're in like
I watched Eddie Murphy.
Alice in Wonderland.
I watched Eddie Murphy biography. Watched something else right after it. I dozed off. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. There was one guy in his basement talking about Eddie Murphy, yelling at his uncle. It was like insane. I think it was local. It was like, what the fuck? He's like, you don't know Eddie Murphy. It was like hilarious. But like how it just keeps going.
You could fall asleep to my sutras for 5 hours. I YouTube all my sutras.
Oh goodness.
It's true.
Got a sutra?
And it is about 5 hours long. I don't, because you told me they're boring.
I don't think they're
sutras aren't boring. They're amazing.
I don't think they're boring.
He thinks they're boring.
No, but we don't. I think we should.
It's because he doesn't practice any aspects of yogic life.
Don't all the sutras sound delicious though? They sound
delicious to my soul.
Say one right now to remind us to go eat.
Hatha yoga anushasana.
Can I get that spicy?
That's so stupid. You're just so stupid.
Do you have is that red or yellow curry?
Okay. So
it's on the list.
We did. I don't know. I don't know. We're just chatting.
We are chatting.
So I want to go back to. I still want to go back to sobriety, the disease, sobriety versus. So, do you do believe it's a disease, but you do believe it's also chosen, correct?
This is what it is. You don't have a choice in the cards you're dealt, which is by the time you're 5 years old, regardless good or bad, you, James, everyone was broken or tested in some way that tests the rest of their life. And then by the time your balls drop when you're 12, you already have all your little tricks to get what you need, charm, being a prick, sneaky, whatever it is, all that stuff that starts to weigh on, guess what's next? I have a conscience and I have sense of responsibility, and then I'm in the world, and then we self-medicate. that becomes a disease. It becomes a disease of the mind. It's like a compulsion.
Right.
So that's why it's like when you call it a disease, I never thought of it as it's a disease, but it's for sure a brain disorder, meaning that
for sure.
But it's definitely can be inflicted too. If you drink, like anyone that's not like you're not an alcoholic, but when you used to get hammered with me, and the next day you'd be shaking like me, it's because your body, if you put enough into it of something, it can turn you into an alcoholic. So
when we were first dating, I was trying to keep up, and that was a bad idea. I'm little.
Yeah,
that was a bad idea.
So the allergy of the body, that is, you can develop that. That just comes like if you keep pouring something like what happened? Oh, it got worn down. Why? Oh, too much alcohol. That's why older people that like they, even if they wanted to drink, their body just won't take it.
Yeah.
Because like your body just stops accepting it.
Yeah.
But the disease of the thing with the compulsion, it's really something clicks in an alcoholic. So it is what are there different kinds of diseases? It's definitely an affliction or like a, you know what I mean, a disorder.
You said a disease of the mind. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that I think it's hard enough for normal adjusted people that kind of go, I'm pretty well adjusted. My dad hugged me and gave me encouragement, and you know I did well enough in school, knowing because that's the next step into adulthood and being, because I wanted things in life, whatever, kids, whatever, blah blah. It's hard enough for those people not to become alcoholics. If you ask someone that has their shit together, well, and they're an alcoholic, like I used to, a friend of mine would be like, well, I wish I was like you. And he's like, dude, I want to get fucked up all the time too. I just can't. Like I like my life better, but like the disorder makes you like, fuck it, I'm going to light everything on fire until, for me, it came to the point where it's like literally I had pushed everyone against the wall where it was like, and then like me being, then what's sad about it, it was for me.
Yeah.
And it became about everyone else, but I was selfish enough to go, oh wait, so no one's going to want to be around me, then I won't have, you know what I mean? So then I decided to change.
But in a way, isn't that the best way? Because because you have to do it for you. If you try to do it for other people, it goes sideways.
Because that's with my dad. So basically, my brother's down there right now. My brother, of all people, probably has done the most for him and been let down the most.
Right.
I wrote my dad off the first time when I was 18. And, you know, this is through years of just deceit and just heartbreak and alcoholism and just all the things, just when you just finally get enough of it. But also it had a lot to do with my alcoholism, but not all of it. I would never, my dad's the reason.
Right.
But my father will, if I went down to Florida, if I flew down there today to see him and he's in hospice, and by the way, with hospice now, it can be weeks, months, people can be in hospice for a year. So he's stable at the moment, but I guarantee that his asshole would come out, because alcoholics, until they get better, like I was the same way. You're selfish, you're self-serving, and you are mean. And it really, so that is some kind of, that's the disorder. But that's why they say it's not a drinking disease. It's a thinking disease, because that's really what it is. It's your kind of thing. And so basically, like yoga, Buddhism, just church, all that stuff is all really trying to get you not to be an asshole. And so, you know, but the alcohol really, I mean, you see people when they drink, oh, he's a mean drunk. All that stuff's coming out because when you hate yourself. So that's,
and all those things restructure the chemistry of your brain.
And the things I'm telling you,
truth.
I heard a guy speak like a year ago. I mean, he's been to hell and back, and you look at him, you couldn't imagine that he'd ever had a drink in his life. It literally, you change, you get better. But it's like, but if you don't, you know, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. That's why when you see someone on the street that's literally just gone, like, and you think about 20 years ago, he had a few people in his life, probably has some kids. They don't, just like my dad, like, I didn't know that my dad was, you know, I didn't know what he was doing in Miami, but I was pretty sure that I was right, and it was confirmed, you know, he was doing what he, you know, going on benders, getting a little better, going on a bender, you know, hanging out at whorehouses, you know, whatever he's doing. It's like living a life like he's lucky. You know, I'm just not happy. My worst nightmare for him was that he was going to be found in an alley, beaten to death because he like was inappropriate to someone. Like, you know, he's the kind of person that like 6 guys would go, "What'd you say?" And then that's something that would have been a lot. Honestly, I'm relieved for him in a lot of ways that he's going to die of the disease that he chose to keep doing, because that's how crazy it is that he was told 10 years ago, you have cirrhosis of the liver. You can stop drinking right now and we can control this and you can live a pretty healthy life.
Right.
But his ego and his like lack of like, just like he thinks he's immortal, like, that he's going to beat it. Like he beat the game. He never got honest. And that's the thing is like, I didn't want to be a person that ended up never getting honest. Cause when you're not, cause they say that in the book too, like of AA, there are some people incapable of being honest with themselves, and there are such unfortunates. Really being to the point where you literally can look yourself in the mirror when nobody else even cares anymore and go and tell yourself a line of horse shit. And there are people that do that, and that's like, borderline crazy. But like that's where he ended up, So we hope he hangs on for a while, but I mean, I'm not flying down there or anything. I talked about it with my brother. He went because he needed that kind of closure. I talked to Bobby about it, Robert Kelly, and we were talking, and he doesn't know his dad, and he was like, dude, well, the last time you talked to him, was it a heart to heart? And I said, absolutely not. Same crazy shit. Don't do that. Don't troll me at clubs and call the club and don't. Right. So it's like he's been gone for so long. It doesn't mean I want him to die.
Right.
But I don't know, and like what you said, maybe I am going to lose my shit when it finally happens. But as of now, I'm just going to feel my gut, which is I don't need to be jumping crazy. And especially don't need to go down there and then he's, it's not happening and, whatever. So anyways, that's it.
That was amazing.
That was amazing?
It was.
Yeah. I know you want me to be more sad. I am sad.
I don't want you to be more sad. I want to make sure you feel your feelings.
No, because that's what when I called my buddy.
When we stuff those is when we get in trouble.
When I called my buddy, I said the only thing I don't want to do is I don't want to block something out, like be in denial, and I think I would know if I was, but I there's an insecure part of me that goes, maybe you're just blocking it out, dude. You're blocking it out. You're not feeling it. But maybe I actually, for the last 30 years, he has never changed, and I knew he was going to die of this disease because he didn't get better. That it's like it's not like a shock. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
It's acceptance.
And it doesn't mean it has to be like in some movie where it's like, oh, I'm gonna pick him up and drive him across country. Like fucking some movie with some comedic actor and some old Ed Harris guy where it's like at the end it's like, you're an asshole, but I love you, Dad. It's like it's not like that. It's not fucking how it happens. It's just it sucks to die alone though.
But he's not. Your brother was there. Is there?
Yeah.
So acceptance is a huge piece, though.
Acceptance.
Yeah. When you accept someone for exactly as they are, there's a lot of freedom in that. And even when that's you, when you accept your own circumstance for exactly what it actually is, there's great freedom in that.
Well,
because the lying, the bullshit, the duality, the scurrying around to keep up appearances goes away.
And if anyone's listening that really thinks about this kind of stuff with themselves, like I'll tell you, like I don't know if it's just because of my age now or maturity or whatever, just finally kind of taking it easy on myself. I used to never even be able to convince myself. I always thought that the way I was thinking about or approaching something was the wrong way.
Right.
And when I stopped thinking that way about myself, I started to trust my feelings more, and all my anxiety was literally about all of that. It's so weird because, I mean, I'm high strung for sure, but I don't need to be on anything. I mean, the dope addict in me would love. Oh yeah, but it's nice to not just go to sleep. It's nice to have a Valium or a Xanax because that's my addict brain.
Sure.
But it's like, like 10 years ago, I could not sit still. I couldn't stop thinking. I would touch myself just like I was a mess. People are like, dude, like, you're just, I don't sleep. I didn't sleep well. Now I sleep. So it's just really, it's when you do the work a little bit. So that's what I always tell these younger guys when in rehab and stuff. I'm like, dude, you gotta be able to be comfortable in your skin.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, I'm like, you're not, I go, and I always tell them too, I go, when they're detoxing and stuff, I would say like, dude, so hey, it's been 2 weeks. So your body is not screaming for that drug right now.
Right.
So you do have a choice right now. So that's where the mental shit comes into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways.
So you just basically brought up 2 sutras. Hayam dukkha managatam.
Oh, delicious.
Which means pain that has not yet come is avoidable.
Say it again, baby. I love that one.
Hayam dukkha managatam.
Hayam dukkha managatam.
But it's true. That's what you're talking about. We worry about, we spin.
Yeah.
In circumstances that don't exist, that haven't happened yet. There's so much anxiety and worry, especially in our kids now.
Yeah.
About things that haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
About outcomes that don't even exist.
It's wild.
It's really, worry keeps you up at night. I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Keeps you up at night and keeps you frazzled all day.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
for sure.
not, I mean, then aparigraha, which means letting go, essentially loosening the grip, right?
Yeah.
We hold so tightly then to these ideas that, you said you always thought the way you were thinking was wrong. You hold that idea for long enough, you're going to convince yourself it is. Yeah. We've got to let go as well. I don't know. There's so much to be said for that moment. And I feel like it's gone away a little bit with me because I lived with my cancer for so long. But I remember the moment that I was like, fuck this. I can't worry about all of this all the time.
Like, I can't eat this vegan muffin.
And I can't worry about where I'm going to be in 5 years because I don't know. And I may not be here. And at the end of the day, if I'm literally only given 3 more days, I'm going to live these days. That's it.
Yes.
I'm going to be here because I'm here. And it made me a little bit irresponsible, which I appreciate because instead of saving money, I took my kids on expensive vacations every year.
Sure.
And those memories are priceless.
Yeah.
When I was diagnosed, they wouldn't have remembered me. They were 2.5 and 4, 14 months and 4. So, yeah, I mean, it's what I was able to do. If I had worried and said, well, I better stock this money away because if I die, they're going to need this, and this, my kids would have been taken care of regardless. But you know what I mean? You, instead of working yourself to death, you spend time with the people that you love and the people that are with you because this is all we get. This is all we get. We get one shot around as this particular person. And man, we can blow it on anxiety and worry and bullshit that does not matter.
For sure.
And I think people do all the time. It's why people die with regret. It's why when they leave, they literally wait to apologize to everybody.
I mean, that's another. I mean, first of all, my dad's not going to apologize to anyone. It's because you can just see, my brother already said like how he's being super belligerent, just like because he's uncomfortable, he's dying. But you see, his. I didn't really want to be there to watch that all unravel because I don't think he knows it's registered yet that he actually is on his way out.
Right.
Because, like when your poppy died, it's like being such a happy, sweet man, like so resolved. Like I just looked at him and I go, dude, my dude looks chill right now.
He was really beautiful.
He was so
really
sweet
beautiful.
because he was an honest person and he was surrounded by loved ones.
Yeah.
So I feel like my dad might have one of those like, you get panicky because you're dying because you screamed on your way. It's just, it's really unfortunate. And I just realized that, we don't have that much time, but he's young too,
Yeah. My sweet baby boy, my 16-year-old tattooed on his back, his first tattoo.
Yeah.
We got with him yesterday. To err is human, to forgive is divine.
Yeah, hopefully, and I liked it. So hopefully not tons more quotes, just because I don't want to,
I like it. I like the words. I do.
Yeah, if they're his words, I mean, but that one's good. It's dope.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Took me a minute to go, to err.
Oh, jeez.
ERR. No, it looks good, though. The guy was, I think, once you get a tattoo, they're addictive, too, because he's.
I only have one. People keep saying that. I only have one. It's big, but I only have one.
When you're 16, you get one. He's like, oh, I can't wait to get another one. And look at
Christian.
Christian.
I got mine when I was 40.
Christian's got 12 tattoos.
Just kidding. I'm not 40 yet. I'm only 32.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I love
40 something.
You're so funny.
Such a honesty.
I'm 11.
Yes, I'm 11. All right, I love you. You were amazing today. You were so honest today.
Thanks, boo. Okay, are we gonna air this tomorrow, James? Because if so, I'm gonna give these dates.
Yeah,
we're live right now, baby.
Yeah, let's roll.
So
the dates.
listen, for me, all dates at aaron-putnam.com, but tomorrow night I'm at Laugh Factory. Friday and Saturday I'm with Robert Kelly in Windsor, Ontario. Kalamazoo, Michigan. And then Sunday night, I'm also at the Laugh Factory when I get back into town. You can look at all my dates. Got a huge bunch of stuff coming up. Creeps with Kids at the Patio Theater. Sold out almost. So these tickets are going fast. Ron Bennington, Rich Voss, Jim Florentine, Robert Kelly, Patio Theater. And it's a good day. James Webb is helping me on that. We got to talk about that soon. That's it for me.
So Hilltop Yoga, October 25th in Chicago. Brian Kest will be here. That is almost sold out, so get in the room.
And
26th and 27th, he's in my Lansing studio. Multiple trainings coming up. 200 January in Lansing at the same time running the 750. So if you're a 500-hour teacher and you want to eventually make it up to 1,000, that 750 has been added as well. So check out hilltopyoga.com.
And any questions, manchildandtheyogi@gmail.com. Spelled out just like that. Yeah. All right.
I'm bored with you.
I'm bored with you.
I love you.
I love you.
Every night, oh, man, child and the yogi.